not necessarily
a mixed one here.
Mixed one.
Everyone's top 5, but one that was the big sale of the festival. Netflix's top 5 of the festival, at the very least. Woo. Fair Play.
Yes, sir.
The film directed by Chloe Domont. About a young, recently engaged couple who work together at a financial company and find it increasingly difficult to keep their relationship a secret from the firm when one of them gets a sudden promotion. Somebody early on in the process called this an erotic thriller, and then everybody else spent the next week saying, this is an erotic thriller.
Yeah, and I think before the festival even hit, people were like, it looks like it's going to be like a more serious 50 Shades of Grey, but this like... You look at it and like, no, they're both employed at the same place and they're at the same level. This is so far different than completely different. Yeah. And it's certainly not erotic. I feel like it's one of those things. It starts with a sexual act, which is consensual, but like that doesn't make something erotic. Like American Pie is not erotic.
There are sex scenes in it. I don't think that makes it an erotic thriller.
That's exactly it.
It is a thriller of like workplace dynamics, sexual dynamics.
Domestic dynamics?
Yeah, just some... It's a very interesting thing in that someone can seem very progressive and forward in certain ways, but like little things can happen. They just infect your brain, and it just... It's that escalation as this thing gets planted in someone's brain, and they just keep going and going and going and going to like super extreme lengths. I really liked it, but I feel like I'm a little bit more like receptive to this kind of content because I cover a lot of things that are adjacent to this. But I really thought the performances were great between the two leads. I do like that, early on we're following one of them through their daily routine, and then later when like the dynamic shifts, you have to go through the other person doing that same routine and how miserable they are in comparison. I really like that dynamic. It does really get to there were moments that are almost too tense to watch. Yeah. Like you get moments that you kind of want to be like, ugh. I don't even mean the end, which is very hard to watch. I just mean like as it's building, you're just kind of like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Oh no,
It's definitely a film that pushes on your like social discomfort buttons.
Yeah.
Like this person shouldn't be doing this around these people. Yeah. Kind of thing.
And it's like, it almost goes too far. And for some people it probably does, but I'm usually overly sensitive to that stuff. And I was like, it just hit it. It started bubbling at one point and then pulled it back down.
It gets really close.
There's an office scene that I was like, ooh, and then it's too much. Yeah. I like it a lot, though. I had a good time with it.
You mentioned that there's sort of like a baton toss element in that, like you see one person's daily routine and then you see the next person's daily routine. And I think maybe part of my ultimate letdown with this movie is that like the latter half has a little bit less of that than the front half. I liked when the balance felt a little bit more there, and I think they lose that balance in the second half of the film. Fair. It's still like a very engaging movie. Yeah. It's still like a very watchable movie with good performances. I just think there's maybe not as much as I wanted below the surface of the film, and maybe that's also my false expectations after watching it post $20 million sales.
Yeah,
the second biggest sale in the history of the festival.
I saw the premiere. Right. So not the premiere, the one after the day. Oh, I didn't. But I was the first one of this group.
Yeah, there we go.
To see it. So we'd already gotten like this initial buzz, and then I was already the person who was going to be the most into it. Yeah. So I tried.
It was one of your most anticipated.
Yeah, exactly. So I tried to taper expectations for people going into it, but I think just because you guys saw it after all of this build, it could only get you so far. Yeah. But I really liked it. Like, it's no past lives, but I'm really excited to revisit it. It's one I'm going to talk about.
It's going to be watched by probably more people than past lives.
Yes, absolutely, it is. But that doesn't mean anything.
It got the Netflix deal so easily. But one of the reasons we feel it got the Netflix deal is because it's also coming from Rian Johnson, who's producing it with his company.
If you want to really get like Galaxy brained with it, it stars Phoebe Denver, who's one of the stars of Bridgerton. So it keeps talent in house and all potential like people watch Bridgerton, next watch Fair Play.
Now we were arguing between these two. I haven't seen Bridgerton, right? This is the first time I've ever seen her. Same. But she was skipping in and out of that accent, like Zach was saying. To me, it's Alden's movie. Yeah, this man plays, like you were saying, a very machismo type of individual. And then the most pathetic dude you can possibly think of. The range that this man goes.
Because it was the good machismo. It was like machismo to the extent of like other guys might be weirded out or creeped out or disgusted by something, but I'm comfortable enough with myself that this is fine.
Mm-hmm. And then he goes the other way.
Yeah. Because it's a little thing infects you. And
he's an annoying character, but at the same time, the whole movie, the way I pitched it was, this is probably one of the most miserable movies that came out of the festival. And I still give it 4 stars. I don't know if people want to sit through this and feel as uncomfortable because it feels like you're staying with a couple and they're arguing the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're at a movie theater, you want to leave. Yeah. I don't know if a lot of people will turn it off at home, or if it being at home is going to give that Malcolm and Marie thing that people actually just vented to it and we're just seeing what's happening on screen. Because I think it's a really good script.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you look back on it, and I know Alina got to see it twice, so she picked up on certain things where the title of Fair Play really comes into play with the dynamics that they both have going on at work. Without spoiling too much, I think it's going to spark a lot of discussion. I think there's a reason Rian Johnson chose it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be the kind of movie that, like, couples will probably watch together and recommend to other couples. And, you know.
Begrudgingly?
Yeah.
Someone got Fair Play. So,
You see what happens? You see what happens?
Exactly.